Today I'll be talking about weed in relation to sleep and why it might not be all that people think it is. I have some potentially bad news for those that use weed in order to sleep.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Most people think that it improves their sleep and it comes risk-free. However, this may not actually be the case. Oh, come on, man. I think you have to relax a little bit. When I take a few puffs at night, it knocks me right out, makes me fall asleep so fast. Yes, you do have a valid point. It does help you fall asleep faster in many cases. However, it comes at a cost because it disrupts your REM sleep. Well, okay, Mr. Scientist, with your REM sleep and stuff, but it makes me sleep so much longer. Wouldn't that be worth anything? Yes, another valid point. It can help you sleep longer. However, I do have to stress the importance of REM sleep to you. REM sleep is the part of your sleep cycle that helps you get most rested. And Andrew Huberman recently said in a podcast that REM sleep might actually be very important because that's the part of the cycle where you dream. And cutting into the part of your sleep where you dream might reduce your creativity in everyday life. Also, in case of frequent use of weed, you will grow dependent on it, which means that after a while you might have issues falling asleep without it.
How do you sleep, Robin?
If you experience stress in life or something else that hinders you from falling asleep, it can help you fall asleep. However, using weed in order to sleep every day will not be better than 8 hours of natural sleep. And one day you will start to notice some side effects. I personally never had any side effects throughout my life until recently. Now, I'm not 100% sure if it's because of the weed quality here in Thailand, because they are fairly new to developing it. But I noticed in recent months that a few strains really give me a painful stomach and they cut into my energy of the next day. Also, if you happen to become dependent on needing weed in order to sleep, this can lead to issues as well. As Huberman said in one of the podcasts, the moment you stop using weed in order to sleep, your body will try to get back all of the missed REM sleep that you have been accumulating over time. This means, and I personally experienced this, I'll give you a broader story in a little bit, but I personally experienced that it's really hard to go back to sleeping naturally after using weed for a long time in order to fall asleep. All right, I'll tell you a personal story. Bear with me, because this adds evidence to my claims. In 2022, I've been traveling throughout all of Thailand for 5 months. During 3 of those months, I traveled between 25 cities. So prioritizing sleep wasn't of the utmost importance to me. I just wanted to make sure that I saw as much as possible of the cities where I traveled to. This meant that over time, I would use weed in order to fall asleep, because for me, it's very hard to fall asleep after a busy day. It always takes me quite a while to be relaxed enough in order to fall asleep. And then I would use more and more coffee over time during the day in order to be energetic enough to go out and explore. After a while, during this 3-month period, I needed weed almost every day in order to fall asleep. Once I settled down in one place for a longer period of time and decided to no longer use weed in order to fall asleep, I had a really hard time falling asleep. But also I would get endless dreams. This was my body trying to catch up on all of the REM sleep that I didn't have during the past few months. I can tell you for a fact, this was not a pleasant experience. Using weed every now and then in order to fall asleep is fine.
You serious?
However, frequent use right before going to bed leads to problems, in my opinion. We also simply don't know enough about weed in order to use it frequently. So far, the science is really digging into 2 of the cannabinoids, THC and CBD. But there are about 150 different cannabinoids that we've barely researched. And these cannabinoids are present in very different amounts throughout the strains that we have and the ways they were grown in. Even the THC and CBD amounts that are often stated on the packaging are usually wildly inaccurate. Again, I think weed has a time and place for those that need help falling asleep every now and then. How do you feel about it now? Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. I'm not against caution. Thank you for informing me, bro.